Hi, I'm Lisa Leiter. In Chicago Business Today, Barneys blow. Barneys New York is now dealing with a different kind of high-priced suit. Anglo-Irish Bank, the same bank that filed a foreclosure suit against the Chicago Spire, has slapped the developers of Barneys with a $93 million foreclosure lawsuit. The suit is more trouble for once-hot developers Mark Hunt and Fred Latsko, and comes at a time when retail property values are already depressed. Eddie Babe helped break the story in this week's print edition of Crain's, and he joins me to talk more about it. So Eddie, another move by Anglo-Irish Bank. What's going on here? Is this a big retreat after they pushed big into Chicago?
We think that's certainly a part of it. This is a bank that got taken over by the Irish government more than a year ago, and just last month it was announced that this bailout that the government did is going to cost, I think originally they were in for like $30 billion, now it's up to, they say, as much as $40 billion. Part of it is the bank is looking to close out its loans, its real estate loans and business here. They also sold a note recently on a downtown office building that had been under some distress. So I think, and sources tell us, that it does seem to be their MO.
Okay, so what does this suit mean for Hunt and for Latsko, who are already trying to keep lenders at bay on other properties?
Yeah, it's a big setback. These were two of really active developers during the bubble, and they have been hustling, obviously, when the market collapsed and things fell apart. They've been really scrambling to keep lenders at bay and have been able to, sort of put off foreclosures here and, either going to have to work with the bank or try and find some new equity to bring in, because it's going to be really hard to get a loan like this refinanced these days.
Absolutely. And I'm sure our viewers want to know, especially those who shop at Barneys, is this lawsuit likely to have any impact on the store or its operations or the Citibank branch that's in the building?
I wouldn't think that it would. This is really sort of a behind-the-curtain kind of a thing. I mean, I think the foreclosure suit, in fact, even says specifically they in no way tend to interrupt the lease with Barneys, so they should keep operating business as usual.
Still, the timing really couldn't be worse for this. I mean, it comes at a time when Oak Street's starting to see a little bit of a revival, some more retail leases there, and maybe there was starting to be a glimmer of hope for some of these retail property values. What kind of impact is a suit like this likely to have on retail property values in the area?
Yeah, I think, some sources have said it's just like when a home gets foreclosed on in your neighborhood or there's a foreclosure lawsuit against it. That brings down the value everywhere. So I think that's a great concern. And you're right, it does come at a time when retail and people were hoping things were going to get back a little bit. We've had some leases on Oak, on Michigan Avenue, but with the amount of debt that's out there on properties and the big swing down in valuations, that's really going to continue to weigh down retail properties.
The value of the suit, $93 million. Is there any sense that the value of Barneys is even higher than that on this property?
This is a company that a couple years back was very much rumored to be headed, for insolvency. Now that said, one of the developers, Mr. Latsko, says the bank just reappraised this property at $100 million, which is more than the amount of the loan on it. So, I mean, it does have cash flow. Certainly Citibank's a great credit. The real question is, what will investors and lenders value those cash flows at?
Okay, Eddie, well, this will be a story to watch. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And that's this edition of Chicago Business Today. For more on this story, be sure to check out this week's print edition of Crain's and chicagobusiness.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.